that matters.
James Harden said, "I've done it all. I'm here for one reason." I think everybody knows what that is. Gives it up. Westbrook down the lane. Harden, top side to George. George turns, fires, fills it up.
Well done by the Pistons.
Screen for Leonard from Paul George. George will turn and fire and fill it. He splashed that one down, got no other.
It's Jaden Ivey. He hasn't had the ball a lot, but a few times he has. He's been aggressive, and he's putting pressure right into the chest of the Clippers.
Paul.
That preceded the finish.
Paul George over Cade with a jumper. Swish.
The basketball, dunking it.
Jalen Duren, 11 points, 12 rebounds. Paul George. Tough.
Got 15 of those for the Pistons, 12. Fast break points, they're winning in that as well.
Great pass by James Harden inside. Paul George. George with a bounce to Westbrook. Pistons double him. George free for the three, and it's through.
Just look at midcourt because it basically covers one three-point line to the other. But I have to think JJ, as a former player, almost everybody wanted to be part of Heat culture at one point.
What a luxury the LA Clippers have with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on the wing as defenders.
Both in the top. Clipper ball with a three-point lead. Harden really looking to shoot here in the fourth quarter, but he gave it up that time. George's three is good.
Starting for the injured Zubats. Paul George. He's been playing with the injured left groin. Court offense. 26th in pace. PG from the three-point line. Nothing but... Right between two defenders. Great defender. Josh Smith is here tonight. And Joe, never said a word, much like Kawhi. Yep. PG. That's a two. Just can't keep these guys all together. Harden fires it out to Paul George. Last no, and now it's Paul George. He's going to go inside and hit. Timeout Atlanta. Once again at State Farm Arena. Kawhi kicks it out. Paul George back in and firing. And he hits.
Here's George. Working against McCollum.
He's only averaging 5 rebounds a night. This man should be getting 2 or 3 offensive rebounds a night.
So up around what, maybe 10 a game?
8 playing through Zion.
2 bodies on Leonard. Jones and Williamson. Out to George. 6.5 to go in the game. Paul George!
See some starter minutes, which is a big reason for the increased production. First possession for the Clippers. It's a dandy. James Harden. Over to George. Lost 2 straight away. Oh, it's good, and that is a good sign. Coach Fratello mentioned how well they've been shooting the ball. That is short. Here comes George down the center of the floor with Sasser to beat to the rim and in. Paul George now maybe made it halfway there. Harden and the Clippers control. They trail by 2. George, tough shot. Oh, gets a friendly roll. And in all of their wins, they score at least 110 points. They are on pace for all 3 of those things here. And the Clippers has really had a nice little stretch here for the Pistons, who lead 52-43. George, 4-3.
Time for Norman Powell to come in off the bench and knock down a few days.
George inside, and a lot of shots on goal for Detroit, 60. George steps behind the three-point line, knocks down the tray. George on Fontecchio. Off the is there. George with a rebound. Clippers are down by 4. They led by 10 in the first quarter. They have trailed by 13. George pulls up and knocks it down. George.
That's 14. 11-3.
Clutch minutes defined by the NBA. 5 minutes to play in a 5-point game. Paul George trying to add to the lead. Detroit 28-13 in the quarter. George catch and shoot 3. Big shot.
Hey.
And the Clippers show him how it's done. George with 3 to shoot. Gets to the rim, scoops it up. Christina, thank you very much. James Harden gives to George, attacking down the lane, pops from 10 and knocks it in. 9 to shoot. George posting on Conley. And shoot right over the top of him. Second bucket for George.
And Paul George knew that the double team was coming. So smartly.
Here comes James Harden, bounces ahead to man. George, a transition 3, it's good. War against the Timberwolves, something that's been a problem for the Clippers of late. George, catch and shoot 3. Bucket. And the lead now swells 77-69. George down the lane, hangs and hits.
Rebound by Zubats. Zubats missed 9 games with a calf injury. Kawhi Leonard not playing tonight, just the 5th game that Kawhi Leonard has missed as Paul George connects.
Man can grow into being an all-star caliber player if he's not already there.
Third seed.
Green on the offensive end, getting both of those guys back and healthy has been so important to the success of the Golden State Warriors.
It's the 3rd game back for Payton as Paul George game with Minnesota that the Clippers lost 2 nights ago.
Well, and one of the things that people need to understand about Steph Curry is not.
But they have a terrific second unit. And now, as you mentioned, with the addition of Tice, along with Plumlee, Warrior bench after taking that shot to the face. Paul George been the only offense for the Clippers here in the 3rd as he gets inside. 96, Golden State in front. Steph Curry back on the floor, promptly turns it over. Good play by Plumlee with the deflection.
We need a bucket. We need to get the momentum. Steve Kerr draws up the most elite option play he has.
Man, trying to back down Giddey. Going to work, looking for the cut. George, tough fadeaway shot by Paul George. Thunder have options on the offensive end. The Clippers have a ton of options as George. That slip pass, Paul George kept the pivot foot up. George from the sideline.
The NBA has had a green light once upon a time, so it's really easy to play off of great players like the Thunder had and be able to find your looks.
Another play to perfection.
Well, it's just smart basketball. If they're going to overplay, make those cuts to the basket.
He was going to miss it, try to follow it, no good. Paul George makes sure the feet are behind the 3.
Kawhi, a pump fake. Paul George lines up the 3 and hits, and the Clippers 13. Paul George just 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting, but he can get hot in a hurry.
These guys are professional schools.
30-1 when they lead through 3 quarters. Grizzlies had a leading 8 victories when trailing through 3. Paul George. Westbrook for 3. Zubats offensive rebound. Paul George for 3. Leonard had the 10-point 3rd quarter. Paul George delivers a 3.